wait, I'm confused a little bit. John, Georgette, you guys give it up and make some noise. Give it up and make some noise. You guys know the rules. You gotta clap for all the people that you guys. Is this your first time here?
First time, probably May or June 2007.
Okay, so it's been a while.
Yeah.
That was before I was here. All right.
It's good to be back.
Yeah, all right, so was this my phone?
No, I think we can try it out. I was born in Bridgeport, 1950, that other century. And this is dedicated to you, this night right here. Bridgeport, Stratford, New Haven, those are all my hometowns. And I'm going to read a poem that's different for me in that I don't usually have personal references in a poem. Because I've always been on the
impersonal
political side of things.
Okay.
And this is called In Between the Lines of the Revolution Baby. Before the lines of the Revolution Baby were drawn in our youthful, courageous hearts, before the hot dogging of our lust, even before I noticed you noticing me from across Dwight Street Forum, you had locked your beauteous black African goddess eyes onto my track star thighs and calves and compared observations with your liberal friends about my broad construction worker's chest and labor-intensive sun-tanned dark Italian arms and brown long shoulder hair and mischievous beard only enticed you, so you thought and dreamed in your mind and then wrote about in your poems. But that was before the lines of the Revolution, baby, were drawn with our lust for each other, before the lines of the Revolution were drawn in our minds, and woe did your black darker than darkest night blackness attract me, baby, before the lines of the Revolution, baby. But you already knew your plan to slip between the lines of the Revolution when you slipped me that note about my poetry that startled and inspired all our black and white brothers and sisters, that ended with, can't wait to slip my arms and legs around your words, when everyone but us knew what it really meant, slip around my thighs and calves and chest and arms. And that confirmed my wonder if you had even noticed me among the New Haven throng and Bridgeport crowds with our built-in 20th century capitalistic slavery or our physical addictions or our mental anguish. But you did. And that was way before the lines of the Revolution, baby. Were formed marching in dawns and sunsets of the days of the Revolution in New Haven and Bridgeport anyway, baby. And we were die-hard lefties, believing in the fact that life had to be changed now, as we were born into separate drinking fountain worlds and back-of-the-bus mentality that had nothing to do with us physically or mentally or spiritually. And that was what the belief in the Revolution was all about, because it had everything to do with us physically and mentally. And by the time spirits rose up noteworthy enough, DC national powers at hand had different plans with a different line of a revolution, baby. And they served up cheap, heavy, thick lines of coke. And before anyone ever knew a crack, there were unofficial governmental plans for the revolution, baby, to take it totally out of our control. And political aficionados knew they could suck revolution down out of our hearts, our veins, and our minds, and rip its thrust right from our vision. And dreams of racial unity and power to people began to slowly but surely slip right through our fingers before it even manifested totally. And in between the lines of the revolution began to mean a whole nother shoot-up, baby. And with our hearts overflowing with passion and our minds filled with vision for change, we walked arm in arm and face to face, with right up to silvery polished bayonets, and stuck flower petals into armed and ready gun barrels. And black and white youth holding those spears and gun barrels our own age trembled with fear within arm's reach of each other. And we saw glistening riot helmets and noticed perfectly shining military boots, and us in our scruffy blue jeans and sneakers and black berets dissing presidential orders as military forces stood in full attention opposite us in sharp pressed foreboding official U.S. National Guard uniforms, whose wearers might have to follow orders they could not bear to follow. And would they shoot to kill? Rumbled through the lines of the revolution, baby. And no one knew a real dare from a fake dare, or a hateful stare from a scared stare, during the rise and circumvention and fall of the lines of the revolution, baby. We were face to face with nightly news, knowing New Haven ghetto and Bridgeport ghetto misery had to be changed. And it had to be changed from Bronx to Watts, from Chicago to New Orleans. We believed change had to be part of the revolution during the days of the revolution, whose history we didn't know till each day unfolded, manufactured a new page from, a new poem or speech, as our black and white sweat mingled in basements of late night at Mamone's or the Good Earth Cafe at lunch, and in the Yale Library at dinner, where we integrated my philosophical degree and your tactical marching plans, which became our Chapel Street and Main Street slogans. And heartfelt destitution and nightly television news stories hallmarked our every move. Some of us didn't know if we were television flash in the pans or cultural stars or historical figures or just footnotes in the lines in the meaning of the revolution, baby. Not even our mutual lust, our soulful lip-on-lip, tongue-to-tongue that gave new meaning to French kissing every time we slipped away in our private moments, getting closer and closer to the personal meaning of the ways of the personal revolution, baby, could separate us from national revolutionary goals and aspiration that drove us one-on-one in the first place during days and nights of Elm Street, summer streets, rolling with militia and tanks, cause and effect and chop, 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 with metal razors on mirrors and lines of white powder addictions unfortunately rose in the place of black power revolution. But we didn't know, baby, during the days of the revolution. We wondered, was it just us getting closer and closer during the days of the revolution, baby? Thank you.